Hyper Spice, are you there?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Welcome, welcome. So for everyone who's still here hanging out with us, this is Hyper Spice. She did the all day with us. I was very excited to have her because she's one of the few female DJs that we do have playing Caribbean music, and she plays music that I love. I loved her the first time I saw her playing. Um,
Woohoo!
That's right. I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of many people, but I am a fan of you because actually, you're just so humble, so regular, so approachable, and you make me want to be a DJ.
Oh my gosh, I
You
love
do,
that.
you do make me want to be a DJ. I'm not
Oh,
about to start, so I just wanted to kind of have a little chat with Hyper beforehand, before she kind of takes us in to just enjoy some music, and I just wanted to find out a little bit about her, because I do feel that music is very important in our culture, and we as women particularly need to have a greater stake in the music that is played, that we consume, and that we share, because if we don't have a greater stake in it, it will be extremely male led, and we won't get to edify ourselves with music in the way that we maybe should do. And Hyper plays in a very male dominated space.
correct.
Which I believe might be quite a difficult thing, but Hyper, you tell me, how did you get into being a DJ? What's your journey? What's your story? We've spoken about oral histories. We're going to need you to.
So I started partying from I was about 14, and so I started partying with my mum and my auntie. They when we was well, yeah, I'm sure I was about 14. One of them said, "I think it's about time you started raving with us," and
Okay.
me and my sister was like, "Okay, let's go." And so yeah, I've been partying for quite a while, and
Yeah.
so as I got a bit older, even though I was still young, I was getting a bit bored of what I was hearing when I went out,
Yeah.
and I, a lot of the DJs, they were just repeating so many songs. You weren't hearing, many songs from other islands, and I just got really frustrated because you're going out and obviously you're paying money, and I was just hearing the same stuff, and I just wasn't impressed. And there was one particular event.
Can I
Where,
just ask you, just not to interrupt you, but
uh-huh.
would you mind going live with me on Instagram? Okay, because I want as many people to hear kind of your story, um,
Right.
so that actually they can feel a little bit inspired, and we can start a whole female DJ crew.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see if we can do this now. So there was one particular event that I went to, and I was just really a bit pissed off because the DJ decided to play about 40 minutes of just slow jams, and I was just so frustrated. It pissed me off. And then this was on a Saturday, and then on the Monday, I was still upset about it. I was still pissed off. I was just like, you know, it's just getting ridiculous. I want to enjoy myself when I go out, and I'm not. So I decided to, at this time, I wasn't really thinking about being a DJ just yet, but I decided to write a letter, um, just airing all my frustrations, and that I think DJs are scared to play certain tunes, and certain islands are not getting played, and stuff like that. And I basically posted it out. I, I wrote it under an alias, and I posted it out to everyone I could think of that had, you know, a Soca email address, or if I had DJ's email addresses. And I kind of put it out there, and I kind of caused a bit of a stir in the Soca scene for about a week. It kind of erupted, but no one knew it was me at the time, apart from like a few people. Um, and then after that letter, I'm not like trying to, boost myself, but I think for a point, I did change the soca scene, for quite a while, with regards to people stopped repeating songs, and started playing like new songs. So I was like really happy about that. And eventually, you know, some people realized it was me that wrote the letter. And then I was speaking to Martin J at one point during that the crazy week. And I ended up telling him it was me that wrote the letter. And he said to me, you know, if you're that unhappy, why didn't you become a DJ?
Yeah.
And I said, I've been thinking about it. And then, so this was towards the end of 2006. And then I basically, I started practicing on virtual DJ, as you do,
Yeah.
playing around. A couple of my friends showed me how to like use virtual DJ, mainly Hardwire and DJ Tape. And then Credible, who wasn't a DJ at the time, we was having this whole conversation about the music, and he wanted to create his own soca event. So the soca event was called Release the Rhythm. So it was an event before it was a brand. And so he said to me, you know, if you're thinking about being a DJ and you're serious, you can be one of my resident DJs. And I was like, oh my goodness. You know, I was like, shit just got real, basically. I was like, ah! And then, yeah, it started from there. The first day that we had the event, which was April, it was Easter weekend in April 2007.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I played for anyone. So I was so scared. Actually, sorry, I'm lying. The first night I was that scared, I didn't play. I played the second week. And I had like 10 CDs in my case, and they were all my mum's. None of them were mine. So, I started from there, and basically I played there every week. So I was one of the resident DJs, and that's basically how where I started my DJ career.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. And how long ago was that now, did you say?
So that was 2007. I can't believe it's been quite a long time.
So what's the journey been like since?
It was crazy when I first started, you know, because a lot of people knew me just from raving.
Right.
So, you know, they were shocked when they saw me behind the decks. They were like, whoa. And then, you know, some other people were just shocked in general because it was a female behind the decks. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like the first few years were just crazy. And, you know, because I could mix and I played a decent selection of tunes, you know, I got a lot of bookings, and I was on a lot of the bills at the time. Yeah. There was a few other female DJs around, Antiguan Princess and Sweet Flow mainly. I think they were DJ Remy, but they didn't really last. So at the time they were kind of around. We were all like on a few bills, but then they kind of stopped, and I just kind of carried on from there. And so there was periods where I didn't get booked as much. Sometimes there was a period where I kind of fell out of love for the music or for DJing for a period of time. So I wasn't really on it that much. Wasn't really promoting much. And then, I kind of got back into it. You know, I moved from CD to controller. I think I was one of the last ones on the whole scene ever. And then I kind of started getting back into it. And it's like the last few years, it's been getting better and better.
Wow. So do you meet a Verona says she's feeling hot. So do you find, is there much competition amongst the female DJs, and you know what, soca? I mean, you play other genres other than soca, right?
Yeah, so I started off just playing soca because I'm just seeing the comment. Thanks, Paula. She says Hyper is looking spicy tonight. Love it.
Yes, girl.
I forgot what I was saying now. What was the question?
So I was asking about kind of competition with other people. I was asking about you playing other types of in soca.
Yeah, so I started off just playing soca because even though I still loved other music, I had a lot of music. I had a lot of soca already, and it was kind of like one of my first loves. So it just made sense for me to play it. And because at the time, it wasn't as big as it was is now, and I just wanted people to hear it. I loved it. I wanted to play it, and I just wanted other people to hear me play as well. So I started off playing soca for years, and then, to be honest, I played maybe a good few years after I started playing some other music, mainly a bit of like R&B, hip hop, a bit of garage,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of, yeah, from there just kind of started doing a bit of everything. So a bit of reggae, a bit of bashment, a bit of Afro beats, um, bit of everything, bit of everything.
Do you find that you mentor other female kind of soca, well, female DJs, or not really?
I wouldn't say no. I'd say no. However, um, I think there is maybe one DJ that we speak quite a lot, and we kind of bounce off each other. Um, and I guess some of the DJs, I guess some of the females that maybe came after me, um, I'm not necessarily mentoring them, but they're probably looking at what I've done, maybe what I've been doing, and probably seeing if they can take over and you know and be better. And I guess, yeah, there is a bit of competition, I guess, but um, there's no beef. Like I haven't had any beef with any of the other female DJs.
Yeah,
Um, you know, I love the fact that there's more coming up,
yeah.
and I think right now in the soca scene, I'm probably one of the oldest ones, if not the oldest one. I think everyone is younger than me at the moment. So
Being the
yeah,
most seasoned, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But no, it's been good, and to be honest, I feel like I do kind of want to uh, you know connect with more female DJs, and I guess that's one reason why I started my event Spice Up Your Life,
Yeah,
because I just wanted to showcase other female DJs,
yeah.
because um, I think there's probably a lot more female DJs in other genres, um, not as much in soca,
Yeah.
but my event, Spice Up Your Life, it wasn't. I didn't want it to just be soca. It was going to be like a mixture of music. So I wanted to obviously, fuse the DJs, the soca DJs, as well as the non-soca DJs, and I just wanted to, have an event where you can go and it's actually all females on the bill as opposed to just one and 50 guys.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of getting into being a DJ, because obviously, as I've said before, music is an expression of ourselves, of our cultural heritage. So, how do we get started? If there's someone, watching this video later on or watching this live, or, where do they start? What's the best,
Well, I think a lot of DJs kind of start in their bedroom, um, but how I at the time I didn't really know many male DJ or many DJs at the time. I
yeah,
knew a few, but I think it always helps, you know, if you've got a DJ friend, um, and maybe obviously you can ask them to, if they got time to show you some stuff. If you have some money, if you want to start buying your own equipment, and then either get someone to help you,
Rems,
or
Rems
you
is
know
waving at you, by the way.
what's that?
Rems is waving at you.
Hey Rams. um yeah, so if you got some money, start buying equipment, because back then I didn't have any money to buy equipment, and I got my equipment really, really very late in my DJ career. So I couldn't really practice at home I was practicing as I was playing out. And then I started going to QT2 Hype's house to do some practicing.
Right.
And then, so, if you got some money, get some equipment. If you got someone that can show you, great. If you can't, there is actually a lot of DJ schools out there now. There's some DJs that are doing DJ schools. If not, there's quite a few online. And failing that, YouTube.
Okay.
I mean, not necessarily saying you're following a YouTube DJ and you want to be like this YouTube DJ, but I'm pretty sure you can find anything on there. So it will show you how to use your equipment if you don't know how to use your equipment.
So what's a starter pack? So, just give us the basic equipment that we need to go out and buy so that we can actually start DJing.
Well, I guess right now, most people are kind of using a controller or kind of going back to CDJs. But controllers are easy. So I would say, you don't need to buy an expensive controller. Buy a little controller, get a couple of speakers, get your microphone. Obviously, you have to have a laptop to use the controller. So make sure you have a laptop. Get your Serato, and literally you can start playing around. Get your tunes on your computer, and then you can start playing around.
Okay. Paula had a question. She said, were you accepted by men as a female DJ? And did they respect your craft?
I think I was. I mean, I don't know if it was, curiosity or, I think it could have been a range of things, but I think a lot of people were probably shocked that I could mix, because I think a lot of females couldn't mix, or maybe they expected females not to be able to mix. So I think that was one of my selling points. And then I think they just realized that I knew tunes, and I wasn't just playing the top 10. And so, there was a lot of soca lovers out there, and they were like, yeah, she can play tunes and she can mix. So I think they did respect me as a DJ. However, I still, it's still always hard, especially if you don't necessarily, know the promoter. They might not, they're used to just having their guys. So to put a new person on, even though you might be good, and a female, I think it was still probably a little bit iffy. But I think, I don't know, I think sometimes, it goes for me.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it could go against me. I think it literally could be half-half, to be honest. But I think the more people hear me play, they will see that I can DJ. So, yeah.
You can DJ for sure.
But it's still funny, because I've noticed, so especially when I was playing at Tracks and Records, so many people, sometimes I might start first and then DJ Bliss will come on after, we might swap or whatnot, or sometimes he might have to leave and I might finish off. And so there was quite a few people and quite a few females as well that would say to me, oh, you've done really well. So they loved my set because they were dancing, jamming, everything, but they wouldn't come up to me and be like, mate, your set was the one, you smashed it. But they would say, you done well. Now, I know you're not going to go up to a guy and say, oh, you done really well. Yeah. And it's because they're surprised.
Okay.
They're shocked, and they're like, wow, she can actually play. So, they're saying, well done. Yeah. Why don't, if you liked it, just tell me that was a wicked set. Yeah. But I never hear anyone tell a guy, oh, well done. or you done really well, you know. But you know, what can you do?
Well, I suppose that is
But
part of breaking
it's
breaking the mold of accept
yeah,
there's always going to be a guy who is the one that's going to be entertaining you. You know what I mean? Actually, it's okay for a woman to be entertaining you, and actually, you know, she might know the kind of tunes that you know will work for your body. Do you know what I mean? In terms of getting you dancing and getting you moving.
true, yeah, yeah. I still think, you know, even though there's still female DJs out there, it's still not, you know, really common, and especially I guess if they're smashing it, then you know you always expect a guy to smash it. So they're surprised, they are surprised, and so yeah. But hopefully, you know, one day it will start becoming the norm, and this is why Spice Up Your Life, I don't want it to just be a one-off event. I want it to be an ongoing event, so eventually
Yeah.
it can slowly start becoming the norm.
Well, I mean, Rems J, who I assume is a DJ, uh,
Hmm.
wants to know when we can do a live or a Zoom party together.
Yeah, we need to set that up,
And he's
Revs.
feeling his feet hard. He's feeling his feet hard.
We need to set that up, Rems, definitely. Let's talk. We should do that. Rems did actually also play at Tracks as well, Tracks at Records. That's where I met him.
Okay.
So we did play a couple of sets at Tracks and Records together. But yeah, we haven't done a Zoom yet. So
Okay.
yes, hopefully we can get that on, Rems.
So, what kind of music have you got for us tonight?
So I was thinking, I'll probably start off with some soca, and then I definitely want to play some revival
Yeah,
and a bit old school reggae because I love it and I don't get to play it enough. And you did say to me, you know, you can play some of your favorite tunes and your favorite music. So
I
we're gonna
did.
do some soca. We're gonna do a bit of revival, a bit of old school reggae, um, and yeah. What time are you finishing?
You know what? We're gonna flow. So it's entirely up to you. So as long as people stay with us, we'll be live, and then when you're ready, yeah, we'll be here for about an hour or so.
Okay,
How
cool.
much music? How much music you got in your box for us?
The-
And are you taking requests? This is a question because I know I've got someone in here that loves her reggae and she loves her Dennis Brown.
okay.
She's
Well, I mean, yeah,
Sabrina.
you can put it in the chat. If I've got it on here, I can try and fit it in.
Okay, nice one, nice one. Thank you very much. And I just want to ask. So, soca is what you grew up on,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, I grew up on soca. I also grew up on reggae and revival because my dad was also a DJ. Um, but I was too young to be raving when he was playing because he was in a sound and stuff like that. And
Okay.
so I wasn't around that when he was playing out. It was more family parties.
Right.
So he was a specialist on, you know, the revival and the reggae, and great on the mic, singing harmonies and stuff that I can't even do.
Oh,
So
can you sing then?
can I sing?
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm in a choir. I'm in a choir, but you know,
Just
I'm
want to say,
not
there's a lot of people in the choir.
I'm not Mariah Carey, but you know, I can hold a tune. I can hold a
Oh,
tune.
you know,
But I mean, to be honest, if you know, if you're around me a lot, there's you know, people will hear me singing all the time.
okay.
When I'm put on the spot, I'm a bit like, but when I'm just kind of, you know, doing my thing, I'm literally always singing. So
Okay. That's nice. And a quick question, before I let you drop some music. Who are your inspirations musically, first and foremost? And do you have plans to create your own DJ school or your own DJ crew?
so, oh my gosh, like literally music artists. There is a lot. There is a lot. I don't know if I can name just a few, to be honest, because there's a few in all different genres. Like I used to love Backstreet Boys. I used to love Backstreet Boys because especially because of their harmonies and their acapellas. And at the time growing up, you know, pop was the one. So it was, you know, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Spice Girls. You know, pop wise, I loved them. In the R&B, it was all the old school American R&B groups: Drew Hill, 112, Mint Condition.
Sorry,
Oh.
is that why it's called Spice Up Your Life? Because you loved pop music?
Yeah, so basically, I loved Spice Up Your Life, that song, and I kind of I say that as a motto because, you know, your life shouldn't be boring. You know, you need to spice up your life. You need to do different things. You can't just do the same thing all the time. And because it was Spice Girls and, you know, they were one of the biggest female groups, I was just like, it has to be called that. So yeah, basically.
So it's not because you're from Greens then.
Well, I mean, it not initially. However, it all ties in, really and truly. It all ties in. I love spice.
For those that don't know where Greens is, do you want to tell them where Greens is?
Greens is Grenada. So Grenada is called the island of spice because we produced a lot of the world's spices, basically. So
Like
it's
what?
called the
Like,
island of
like what?
spice.
Nutmeg. What?
Nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, mace, ginger. So we're called the Isle of Spice. So I mean, spice, you know, it has a lot of meaning for me. So I was like, it's got to be called that. It can't be any other. But yeah, I mean, reggae wise, oh, there's loads. DJ wise, when I wasn't a DJ, I would listen to like Martin J was like a legend. I'd be taping his show every Sunday. He was just playing tunes, and then DJs like DJ Tyrone, DJ Matthew, Jukes. I loved because they used to just mix up all different songs together. So you would get jungle and soca, you would get all this stuff, and I was just like, you know, when the mix is so good, you don't know how to dance. Like you're just going crazy, and you're like, oh, what do I do? And then they got me thinking, and I was like, you know, I've got tunes. I think that if I was a DJ, I could be good. And I was like, I want to be good like these guys. So, yeah, there was a few. It wasn't even any international DJs. It was literally just my local DJs that I used to rave to that gave me the inspiration.
Just give a shout out to Yvette. She's joining us from France on Facebook.
Hello, Yvette. Nice to have you from France.
And if you have any, just everyone who's on all of the mediums, whether it's Instagram, Zoom, or Facebook, if you have any requests, just pop them in the chat and we'll try and make sure that if Hyper has them, she can play them for you. Okay, well, I'm going to let you stop speaking now because it's like 9:23. And I just want to say before I let you start playing that, you know, when I hear you play, you really do kind of go back in terms of you really do know your music. And I'm grateful that you know your music.
Oh.
Well, you don't just hit us with the typical top 10s and top 20s.
No. And that was one thing that I wanted to do as a DJ. I didn't want to be the one that just played the top 20. I wanted to play those tunes that were still big but didn't really get played or didn't get forgotten, or you know, I wanted to educate as well as entertain. So you know, there's always a risk with that. There's always a risk of not being as popular, but I kind of,
you're in your own lane, so really doesn't matter if you're that popular. We love you.
well, I mean, you know, well, you try to be. I think I've done quite a good job of mixing it up.
We just want to give a shout out to John JJ, he's checking in from Vancouver City, Canada.
Oh, we like it. Very international. Everyone all over the world.
Very international. We've got Melos as well, Nelly. I know she's coming from London. We've got Paul Bailey. I know he's coming from London. So if you can just give them a shout out. And obviously in the chats, we've got on Zoom, we've got Rosemary, we've got Rems, we've got Sabrina, we've got Soraya, and I think she might be related to you because of the surname.
Oh, Sierra, yes, yes.
Okay, we got Verona. I know that's my Bayesian queen right there, aka Miss Hortensia. We got Paula, we got Miss Slick, we got Mimi, we got me. So you know what? Over to you. Take us on a journey. I'm looking forward. Grab a drink.
Yep, get a drink. I got my wine. I didn't feel like rum today. I thought, let me have some rosé.
Well, can I just say I'm grown out here, and the reason I say I'm grown out here is because I went to Lidl. I like Lidl. I went to Lidl and I went past that aisle that has just everything in it, you know, randomly, and I saw
random stuff, man.
Just random stuff you didn't even know that you needed, but it's there, so you're gonna dip in. So I bought myself a hip flask today.
Oh yeah.
No, that's when you know you're old. That's when you know you're old, because I bought it because I thought whatever drink I've got inside there, nobody needs to know. It's no one's business but my own.
Yeah. I understand, man. I understand.
I'm gonna need you all to know. You see, when you see me bringing out the silver hip flask, okay, you know I'm about this life, and I might share some, I might not.
So, I mean, when you got a hip flask, do people just automatically think, "Oh, damn, they're blatantly an alcoholic"?
Listen, I don't know. I haven't started bringing out the hip flask yet. But I can update you. It's when I start to get it inscribed that you know how serious I am.
Right. Yeah. I hear that. You know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Exactly.
Make yourself happy, right?
That's it. For anyone who is watching us on the other mediums, if you get muted, because obviously Facebook might mute some of the music because of copyright reasons and all of that kind of stuff, you can definitely join us on Zoom. Just go to radiatefestival.com and you'll be able to grab the Zoom link from there. So feel free to jump on Zoom and join us here, where the music will be uninterrupted, and drop your requests in the chat. Hyper Spice, over to you.
Okay.